What's up guys, TheMerryGamer here and welcome back to another episode of Planetbase. And it has been a while since I did my last episode. Not really for you guys, but for me there's been a bit of a time gap between them because I've been doing quite a lot of edits to the base. Had a lot of issues. You kind of can already see if you're up to date with the series that there has been a few changes, a few more power cells down here, a whole bunch of stuff's changed over here, and the base over here is completely different. So I had an issue with the game. It's now really sorted out now, food wise. That was my issue, was food. I was running out of food too quickly. The game kind of screwed over for me. It's really hard to explain how it works, so bear with me if you don't get too confused. So the game mechanic is really weird when it comes to the morale system and how hard they work, and it really affects everything, and I kind of ignored it. I thought for a while I was actually misled by myself. I thought these dorms actually helped reboot the colonists' morale, but it didn't actually. It doesn't do anything to them. You have to use a cabin. Oh god, sorry, hiccups. Cabin instead, which are these things here, the ones that have the single beds. So I put a whole bunch of cabins here because I had the issue where the people weren't working hard enough. They couldn't be bothered moving the food to the like the canteen vending machines or whatever, turning into meals, and then the biologists kind of got lazy with making food, and I just kept on running out, and I seriously would go from 160 odd people population. What are we now? We're like 176. We'd go from 160, 170 people down to 0 in a matter of probably about 10 to 15 minutes because no one would be bothered to go move the vegetables. I would have maybe like at first it would be like 100 or so. No one could be bothered moving the vegetables to go get the meals because the robots were too busy making these and all this sort of stuff while doing other things. So I had to really restrict what I was doing and do it step by step, and it took so many goes, and it's taken me quite a long time to actually get it, not perfect, but at the moment stable is probably the best way to say it. It could kick itself at any moment, so I don't know really how it's going, but I've been working hard trying to balance the game back out and kind of fix the wrong. So this is the big area of improvement that I've done that's changed everything, and I think it might have actually fixed itself, and hopefully time will tell. So what I did was I restructured this entire side of the base. It looks completely different now. You're probably wondering what the hell's going on. Ignore this side. This is all really messy because I had to lay down dorms for that, not dorms, what are they, cabins for them, so I can kind of get the morale to start going back up during nighttime, because since they weren't sleeping in a single bed though in the double, what happened was that something would happen during the day. Either they'd get sick of working or whatever, their morale would go down, or someone would die, which would shoot their morale down. And then what would happen is that they'd go to bed and it wouldn't reset, and they'd be in a shitty mood all day, and it'd just get worse and worse, and they wouldn't work as hard, they wouldn't be bothered doing anything, and it just kept on spitballing on each other until the whole base fell apart. And at the moment I've got 0 people coming in. I've got colonists down to 0 because I didn't want the base to grow anymore until I know it's stable again. So what I've done is we set up the biology, all the biolabs out over here now. I've actually got another one about to go, one of the biodomes, and you're probably wondering what's going on here, like what have I done? So we've got 2 big storages here. These are actually the massive storages. Another thing I need to update you on is I actually have all the techs now. So if we go here, we have unlocked all the techs. I bought all of them. Over the time, every time I got people, I still was trying to push out our products, because last time I was having the issue with too much starch. Is it starch? Yeah, starch in our storage bays, which was causing backlog, and that was causing a big issue as well. And since I was pushing them to get rid of the starch, but then they weren't focusing on pushing the food, and they were kind of dying, I needed to have that perfect balance. So it took quite a few goes, as I mentioned before, to actually get this right. And it finally worked. I've actually got the GM modded ones as well. They're the normal ones. These are the genetically modified tomato and onion. I'm actually going to put them again over here because they produce the most food. They produce 4 food per lot. These ones only produce 2 with starch, and these guys produce 3. So I want to either get another starchy one or a GM one over here. So just we're producing more food because we've got plenty of food at the moment, which is good. Another issue that I had before was that we had the canteen area down here. We only had 1. And so now what I've done 3. And all of these have them just full with these little canteen meal makers. So each one of these do 6. So then that's 18 there, which is then 36, which is then 64, I think. Is it 6, 12, 18, 20, 36, yeah, 36, and then 60, 72, sorry, not whatever the number I said before, so 72 meals per section. So then you just times that by 3, which gives us enough meals to kind of support the number of people we have in the colony, which is what we needed, because at the moment, before, I only was making probably about, I think it was 20 to 40 meals, and the problem is all these people want to eat at the same time. That is the biggest issue, is everyone wants to eat at the same time. So when I only had 20 to 40 meals or whatever available, everyone went to eat, there was no meals, and then people would die waiting for the vegetables to be taken to the meal maker to make more meals. So that was another issue that we're having. What's this guy selling? He's selling money. I need the money a tiny bit because I'm still buying resources. But I don't want to sell any of this stuff because I actually don't have any medical supplies going on at the moment, so we kind of can sell the guns, I guess. They went crazy with guns, making them, but I'm gonna dismiss this guy because he's not really needed at the moment. But yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna have another episode until I had all this planned, but I thought I might kind of show you midway as I'm starting to plan this out and get it all mapped out, because what I'm going to do, originally I was going to do dorms down here, and I might do some down there, but what I'm going to do is I actually realized I can get into this area over here as well. So all this area in here, I want to turn this into dormitories. And one of the big things I've done, which it would be clever if someone picked it up before I've mentioned this, but there's a clear line of oxygen supply in this base now. So the issue I had was that when there was too many people in one area, the oxygen, like, it was constantly going off saying, you know, oxygen low in this dome, oxygen low in this area, and it just kept on spreading. And especially like in these areas, because this is like a very busy area, like food. So what I've got is I've actually got a clear line of oxygen generators. Not up to this point, it's a kind of bit phasey here, this is what I'm working towards, and then it's going to run down this way, and I need it to connect up over here as well. So there's a clean spread of oxygen through the whole base, so you don't keep on getting, you know, oxygen low, which is really frustrating and annoying. So, that being said, I've actually done this as well. This needs to change a tiny bit. This is only temporary, this one here, because I need to actually slowly start ripping this out. Because what I've done is I've gone metal, plastic, and then I'm going to do the factories here, so then you're going to have spare parts, semiconductors, and guns. Then over here, I'm going to have my robotics, so just one making robots, one for repairing. And then I'm going to have my massive storage over here. So then I have a massive area for building, for resource making. But I can't really go down because I need to start relocating these guys and pushing them at kind of how I've done here. They're at the line, so I can't really put any more in this area, which is really annoying. But then I need to kind of move these across down here, so it gives us a bit more room. And then it means that we can either put dormitories down here, or we can just expand the processing making area, maybe put like mines all out this way. I don't know how we're going to do it. All in this area, I'm going to put things that they want to do. So, you know, all the leisure areas. I've actually got 2 bars over here now, and only 2 of these. So since they only can make 3 drinks at a time, it means that I'll always only have a max of 12 beers or 12 bits of alcohol in the base at a time, which is good because last time I put like, I think 4 in the one of them. So this kind of just structures it a bit more and makes it a bit more neater. And as you can see, I've got so many canteens now, so that's all spread out nice and evenly. And the good thing about it is that if this isn't working, then I can just change like these into one of them, because since they're all the same building, I can just gut the building and turn them and have meal makers in there instead if I need to. So I have been very busy off camera, and you're probably surprised by it all, which wouldn't surprise me because there is a lot going on here, and I mean a lot. Like, I have been busy. I couldn't get over just how hard this got. I think I'm going to learn that from the future, is that next season when we go into the next map, these dorms are going to be something that we use at the start, but I need to phase them out quickly, because what happened is that morale was down. So this guy has morale, and he's not going to grow, or his morale isn't going to get better, but these people here, like this person here, this engineer, their morale goes up because they're in a single bed, and that's very key. So I'm happy I kind of fixed it and the game's stable, because it was a big issue. It really was, and it got to the point where I'd failed that many. I think how many goes? It was about 7 or 8 attempts, and each one of those attempts were a few hours long each, because it might perform well an hour in and then crash, or I could have been 2 hours in and it crashed, and it all was just spitballing. So I had to start like saving in increments and trying to build it back up to save myself time, and it worked by doing that, but it was very hard to get this right, at least the balance of the morale back, because I kind of screwed up big time with that. So these guys here making all spares and stuff like that in here, so they're not too much in a rush. What have we got? We've got a huge amount of resource. We've got 61 metal. We don't have a lot of bioplastic, which is actually really surprising, because I've still got a lot of starch. So these guys are slowly making it. I don't have production high in the plastic, so I'm actually going to raise production in plastic for a bit, and these guys are doing it here, so I'm going to raise production in there. I notice having raised production in too many places as well drags down the morale because they're all working too hard, so I'm not going to do that now. Only food is the only one that's always going to stay really high because it's needed. The bio food is always something that we're going to need, so the fact that we've got so much now makes me really happy. Vikrumi, they're kind of too focused on this stuff that they don't really focus too much on here, even though this is... I can make it a high priority. I used to have a high priority, but they didn't touch it, so I'm not going to focus and worry about it too much, because they're obviously not, because we've got plenty of stuff going, and I'm running low on plastic just because I've been spending so much on building all this stuff and, you know, filling all this places and making it, you know, got plants and TVs, making them all happy. So that's very key, is making these guys happy. I had to shut down my mines because there was too many people working hard, and it just kind of slowed down everything. So now I've actually got a lot of robots. I actually got driller robots going as well. So how many driller robots do I have? So if we go here and we go here, so I've got 41 robots in total, 25 carriers, 10 construction, 6 driller bots. We're still not doing great in welfare, kind of still goes up and down, but I'm not too fussed about that, because see, kind of when it was going down then went back up. It varies. Our prestige is starting to almost get to halfway point, which is kind of cool. I think the biggest mistake I made was this, too many medics. I didn't need this many medics, and I probably made a mistake there, because they don't really do anything. I'm not getting them to do anything. So these guys are all important, and guards protect us, but the medics probably didn't need to be that. They probably need to just sit at 10, and that'd be it. So in the future, we're going to remember that. But yeah, milestones were very close. As I said, the point of our seasons were to complete the milestones, and we've only got 2 left, which we need to build the monolith, and then we need to get a population of 300. We're not too far off the population. I'm slowly trying to correct all this so I can bump the population up, as well as we need to get the monolith built, but to do that, we need to get... this guy built, but then we also need we still haven't done any like the telescopes and the radio antennas, so I'm going to start working on that. I actually kind of want that stuff down over here, so we're going to work towards that, and I'll probably work towards all that off camera because we're so close to finishing to the season. I'm just trying to make sure the base is all 100% done. No, there's no point. Dismiss. I'm just trying to get everything done before raising that population up, so it's a lot of, if I was to record all this, it'd be a lot of what I'm doing now. Like, as you notice, like we haven't really done anything this episode. I'm just talking, because there's a lot of thinking and mapping out to do, to plan this out. This is kind of almost done, but I need to start mapping out the dorms over here so I can rip this up and relocate up here. So that's what I'm going to work on off camera next. So hopefully next time, this will all be sorted in the center. This will be here. I'll have dorms and everything going up here, and all our biolabs done up there. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end the episode here. I know it's a bit of a short one. I know it's been a very talky one, but I feel like I really need to talk about everything that's been going on since I had so much trouble off camera, and I kind of wish I recorded it, but also I'm happy I didn't, because it was stressful enough as it was trying to actually get the game to work for once, let alone have to concentrate on recording as well. So I'm going to call it here, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll catch you all in the next episode where hopefully I've got all this structure finished. So thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Catch you later, guys.